if you're trying to keep your dog cool during those warmer months, a really fun activity is to grab your kiddie pool and fill it with ice cubes. You're not adding water, you're not adding extra things, but fill it with a bunch of ice cubes. And you can go and get a bag of ice, or you can just make the ice in your freezer and kind of store it up if you need to, and then allow them to play in the ice inside of the kiddie pool. This is going to allow them to decide how they feel about it, decide if they want to just put their nose in it, if they want to play around, if they want to take the ice cubes out and eat them elsewhere, or if they actually want to climb in and play inside of the ice. My dogs all had different reactions to this. One of them climbed right in and had a ton of fun. One of them would take it and eat it elsewhere, and the other wasn't so sure about it, but she accepted ice cubes if I offered them to her. So you've got a lot of options with this, and it's really good for enrichment, but you can also level it up depending on how your dog reacts to it or how familiar your dog becomes with it. So the first time you might just want to put those ice cubes in and let your dog play and explore and have fun. If after a couple times of doing this, they start to get a little bored, now we can level it up by adding other elements to this pool. So you can take high value treats and just toss them in the ice, and now they have to dig around the ice to find them. It's the equivalent of a ball pit where we're taking a handful of their dog food, sprinkling it in and letting them forage for it. But here we now have the option of making it cooler with those ice cubes. They clink a little bit louder, which is kind of fun, but they also get melty, so it's a hydrating treat for them as they're playing, and they can decide food or the ice. You also have the ability, if you have more ice, to add toys into this. So if you've got a lot of ice going on here, you can add some of their smaller toys so they can dig around and find them. This really is the summer version, the outside version of a ball pit for your dogs, but the benefit is that it is going to melt after the fact. So we'll get to that in just a second. When it comes to this, you want to make sure that you help your dog to understand what's going on the first time that they are going to see it. So you can decide, do you want to put the ice in while they watch, or do you want to have the ice in before? I chose to put the ice cubes in before my dogs came outside. This is something you're going to want to do outside. You can also do this in a cleaned bathtub inside, but you have to be mindful that melting ice can sometimes mess with your drain pipes. So just do a little bit of research on that. How's the best way to deal with that melting ice? How's the best way to get rid of the ice after your dog is done playing before you go and dump it into your bathtub? But if it is too hot to go outside, but you want to keep your dog cool, you can absolutely do this in a bathtub. This will be melting ice, so it will be kind of wet and a little bit messy. So the benefit of this is not only can they eat it, not only can they play in it, not only will it melt and now they've got some water to play in, but when you are done with your dog playing in it, you can put your pup inside and you can then take this ice and spread it around in your yard where it needs to be watered, and the sun will finish melting it, and that's a little extra water for your yard when you are done with playing with the ice with your pup. So you've got a lot of options when it comes to this, and dogs love the fun factor in this because it is new, it is unique, and it's a snack, and they can play with it, and it's loud, and they can step in it or stay out of it. They can do all sorts of things with these ice pools, and it's going to be a really fun opportunity for you to then play with your dog. And again, leveling it up by adding in food, adding in high value treats, adding in toys as your dog gets more and more comfortable with it, or a little more on the bored side with it. So there are options for this as you can continue to help get your dog's energy out, keep your dog engaged and enriched and thoughtful as they're foraging for things inside of this ice, and keep them cool and hydrated while you are playing outside. Plus then it benefits your yard as well as you are melting that leftover water into the grass. Drop your questions down below and follow along for more tips and tricks on how you can keep your dog cool during those summer months when it is warm out and beautiful, and you just need to make sure your dog is staying healthy, happy, and successful in everything that they do. And follow along for daily videos helping you navigate the world of dog parenthood to help you level up your pup to give them the best life possible with the least amount of stress on you. We'll see you in tomorrow's episode.